All right, part two. I ran out of memory on the old High Bridge Railroad spur of the Jersey Central that serves the Taylor Iron and Steel Company. It's a good thing I didn't try to get it because I ended up falling down on this slope trying to climb up anyway. There's an Amazon driver parked in the way again. Anyway, this is where the big blue trestle used to be. Amazon drivers always parking right in the middle of the road all the time. Can't stand it. Although it's not their fault really, because having friends that have worked with them, they get in trouble if they put their vehicles in reverse. So they'll park in dangerous spots and create a traffic hazard along the road. No. Anyway, so I do sympathize with what they're doing. So anyway, this was the big blue trestle, deck girder trestle that used to span a couple of the roads here in High Bridge. Watch the previous video and you'll see the rest of the description on that. There's the Amazon guy going after parking right in the narrowest spot in the road. Wish something could be done about that, but oh well. That's what they're stuck with. So here we go. Oh look, he's backing up over here anyway. That's a first. So anyway, this is the right-of-way of the original High Bridge Railroad. This one goes back to the 1860s at least, so it predates the High Bridge branch of the Jersey Central, I think, by about a decade, where it served the Taylor Iron and Steel Company over here, later known as Taylor Wharton. No kidding, somebody's riding a bike like this. Whew. Anyway, some neat little features on this. There's the Huskies field here. But originally, this was the cooling pond associated with the ironworks over here, which was most recently custom alloy. And I think it's something else now. I forget what it's called. But as I said in the previous video, people seem to think that the bridge there that was, as I said, blue in most recent days, was the High Bridge the town was named for, and it wasn't. The High Bridge, which I've also done another video on, High Bridge was right over there. You see, right, get my finger up in the frame, right about there. That was where the High Bridge was. It's backfilled in favor of a culvert that carries Arch Street and the south branch of the Wharton River over the over it. There's some nice masonry over here holding up this right of way. So it's really a neat little spot here. I wish the bridge was still there, because that would be an interesting rail trail, since this isn't ever going to be active again, but would be a good candidate. But it doesn't really go anywhere, so we don't really expect to see anything on it. Some steel in here. I'm not sure what this was. Was it a scale or something? I wish Bill Honashevsky was here, because he might know this better than me. Maybe he'll see this and leave a comment. I've been texting him trying to get him to come out, but I think he's pretty busy lately. But yeah, I walked across that trestle for the first time with my grandfather when I was real little. And then they ripped it out, probably around, I think it was 1991 or something. I was still little. So here we head over this way. And there's the former Taylor Wharton plant over here. High Bridge is really a very neat town with a lot of potential. They got a lot of cool stuff as it is, but there's there's some art installations coming up as we get to the end of this over here, and I'm an art student myself. I was in Horizons Visual Arts through school from 7th to 12th grade, and so that was a big part of what I did. So I'm a huge lover of art. Here, have a look at back there. You can see a view of the cooling pond. The Union Forge Park is right there, where the High Bridge was there. So anyway, I've always loved the arts and everything, but when I started Metro Trails, I think what I did was I started living more artistically instead of expressing myself through visual art. I almost felt guilty about creating things sometimes because, honestly, at the time, I think I was just doing it more to attract female attention. Sometimes I enjoyed it or was entertaining myself with it, but most of the time, or too much of the time, it didn't feel like it was for the right reasons and kind of felt inauthentic. But I think when I started living more artistically, I always have to a degree, but living more artistically, I appreciated it more. And the hikes I put together are almost like a work of art in a way, where we're piecing together places that under nobody's definition are a destination in and of themselves. But when you put them all together, you have something much more amazing. And with all the characters that come out on these things, that's just more art on the palette. And what all the personalities bring to an already diverse route, already very open and understanding environment where we have all sorts of interesting discussions. It very much is like a living art, I think. And I've been very much happier in living artistically than in creating. I don't want to really knock creating art because a lot of people prefer doing that too, and that's fine. But I see that the experience is a little bit more like music as an art, where it can be a participation type of thing. You can groove to it, you can dance to it, as opposed to, let's say, poetry, where it's a great genre and it's enjoyable, but it's also kind of a niche type of thing, whereas more people will appreciate music because they can get different things out of it. And so my art in the way I'm living is something that people can get their own thing out of it, and it's a much more of a participation art than a visual art or anything that we're just having to digest. So here we are. We did the previous video with Bill here at the Tisco building. There's some of the art installations. Now, I love them, but the only reason why this location isn't appropriate for art is because this historic site is eligible for grants for funding their preservation. And if it's something that detracts from the historic ambiance and exactly how it was intended to look in its heyday, then they could be ineligible for grants. So I would love to see more art parks. Personal opinion, I'd like to see it installed at Spruce Run, because that's already been re-landscaped to such a degree that it's something that would not be any kind of a deterrent for anybody to put grant money into. Anyway, so that's where the original High Bridge Railroad came down, and into these doors, which are of course railroad height. So that's another little piece coming into where we did the previous video. And you had to put up with me talking about my views on life again. So thanks for watching.